does Ja have to do?
Turn water into wine? I mean, what more, 21 years old? He just dropped 47 points in 43 minutes. By the way, let me tell you something about Ja Morant. Everyone's talking about Jason Tatum, and I've said Jason Tatum maybe one day could be the number one option offensively on a championship team. I think I would take Ja Morant over Jason Tatum going forward. Ja Morant is the next level of athlete, right? He has that Westbrook aggressiveness with explosive athleticism. He's looking for his teammates. He's looking to score. He had such a pretty assist at one point. It was late in the third quarter, dribbled behind his back. I forgot who he dumped it off to. It was a thing of beauty. Look, Donovan Mitchell, you said it, Molly. We both thought he'd have a big game. He did. He was almost as good minute for minute, 25 points in like 26 minutes, whatever it was. But Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Jamal Murray, now Ja Morant, Luka Doncic, these young dudes, like 22 years old and they're coming. They're ready. Like, they step up in their first playoff performances, and it's jaw-dropping. Ja Morant is joining that group right now.
He is joining that group. He is the truth. It's just that simple. When you show up in big moments, you respond to the challenge. That's what makes you who you are when you are a star in this league. And I think that we all see that from Ja Morant. I'm not sure I'm ready to go as far as saying I'd pick him ahead of Jason Tatum because you can't teach 6'9" with that wingspan and that marksmanship from the perimeter that Jason Tatum has at his disposal. But I absolutely love Ja Morant. He's a special, special talent. He's a special player. But even with all of that said, there isn't a damn thing that the Grizzlies can do other than pray for divine intervention. I don't care that the series is tied 1-1. They are different than animal when Donovan Mitchell is on the floor. And to watch these guys shoot the basketball from the perimeter, I'm getting very concerned. I'm getting very, very worried. Because we all know that my social life matters to me to some degree. And I would prefer to be in L.A. or Phoenix for the finals. We all know there's a strong possibility we can end up in Utah. We can end up in Salt Lake City because this team is something else. They've got size, they've got defense, they've got perimeter shooting, and they have a star who can close in Donovan Mitchell. And so to me, when I look at Memphis, they are coming. They are a team to be reckoned with. We have to respect them. They've got a very, very bright future ahead of them, but it's not right now. Donovan Mitchell is back, and as long as he is back, Utah will close out this series no matter what Ja Morant does.
Well, I respectfully disagree with you, Stephen A. When you look at Ja Morant and just look at his history, not getting recruited that heavily coming out of high school, going to a mid-major school at Murray State, and look, no one knew about him until he took that school to the tournament, and he shined when the lights hit the ice. And when he got to Memphis, no one expected them to even be good. They thought that they would be in the lottery again. What did this dude do last year? He had them in the 8th seed. He had them in the play-in tournament. Even in the play-in tournament against the Portland Trail Blazers, he shined bright. They just he didn't have enough to get over the hump. But when you talk about this year and talk about the test that he had to go through to get to this point, he's done what he needed to do, and so has the Memphis Grizzlies. They went down to Utah, and they tied it up. And I get it. They didn't have Donovan Mitchell. But guess what? They got to come back to the grindhouse. And as a person that's been there and had to play out there in Memphis at the FedEx Center and the grindhouse when they're playing that song from whatever it is, whoop that whatever, and it gets to rocking up in there, and them fans get to bumping and talking noise, and those role players get to feeding off of that energy, it's going to be another different story for the Utah Jazz. By the way, I'm just saying, before the foul count got even, because the officials know what they be doing throughout the course of the game, they called some crazy fouls on Dylan Brooks, had him sitting down. They called some ridiculous fouls on Valanciunas where Rudy Gobert hit him in the face, and all of a sudden when he hit Rudy Gobert in the face, by accident, he get a technical foul.
That was a weak call.
And you know what else showed me? You know what else showed me that this Memphis Grizzlies team is about that action? They were down 20 at half. And they came back and they got there within single digits. I believe it was 3 points. And I said, you know what? They had ultimate confidence. They got the ultimate confidence. And when they get home, back to Utah. And I'm ready to see how Donovan Mitchell is going to respond after playing on that ankle. How is that ankle going to feel with the traveling and everything?
Perk, how'd he look in game one? Hold on, long time off. You were saying, how'd he look? How did Donovan Mitchell look first game back?
I get that, Max. You said the same thing about Kevin Durant. Okay, he proved me wrong. He came out and he looked good. I get that, right? He's a superior star. He is. But what I'm trying to tell you is the flights matter, okay? Because they talk about flying and how things could inflate it, being in the air and all that. And then when they get back to that grindhouse, y'all don't understand the grindhouse with Tony Allen and Big Zach Randolph and Marc Gasol and Mike Conley built the brick.
I've covered a few games there.
Tough environment to play in. I still got winning this series.
I've covered a few games there. It is a special place to play basketball when they are hyped about their team. Make no mistake about it. But let me tell you something. My position is predicated on the health of Donovan Mitchell. If Donovan Mitchell is healthy, there's nothing to talk about here. Utah's not losing this series.
I'm so happy to just see him back on the court.
Ja is amazing.
All right, Big Perk, you just get your gym shoes out, laced up, the comfortable ones for the errands. I'll be ready for you. I got the camera. I'll get a tripod actually, so I get your good angles.
Yeah, but I'm saying I expect that out of them too, but I didn't expect that from you today. I expect that type of stuff.
Oh, Molly could slide them in now. Molly could slide them in.
Yeah.
She'll slide them in if you're not expecting it. You know what I'm saying? She'll slide in some shots, no question. But it's all right. It's okay.
Molly's got jokes.
Can I have a little fun? All right, Perk, we'll talk to you in a minute. All right, when we come back here, Entourage fans, Knicks fans, what a treat we have for you coming up. Jerry Ferrara joins the show. It's going to be a love fest with him and Stephen A. Oh, help me. LeBron James echoing that sentiment, tweeting this. By the way, we as the players want to see who threw that popcorn on Russ. There's cameras everywhere. While he was leaving the game tonight with an injury, there are cameras all over arenas, so there's no excuse. Because if the shoe was on the other foot, hashtag protect our players. Stephen A.
Yeah.
How should the NBA respond to this?
They should come down incredibly harsh on that fan. They should ban him at least for the entire 2021-2022 season. That's a first offense. A second offense, he should be banned for life. We can't tolerate this. Russell Westbrook is absolutely right. LeBron James is 1,000% right, especially with the point that what if it were the other way around? What if the shoe was on the other foot? He's absolutely positively on the money. Let's call it what it is. Russell Westbrook, we're not condoning violence. We're not advocating it by any stretch of the imagination. But if Russell Westbrook had been able to get to that dude and put his hands on him, I'm sorry. Would he have not been justified? I think he would have been. Again, we're not advocating that because obviously, that brings a whole different connotation to the equation. But nevertheless, that's the point that we're talking to here. The fact that people feel that they can do anything they want. The primary reason they feel that way is because they don't have to worry about any repercussions, any ramifications for literally throwing something on another player, putting your, figuratively speaking, putting your hands on them, because that's essentially what you did by throwing something on them. You have no right to do that. You can boo all you want to, but you have no right to do that. We've seen these kind of actions before. We've seen the woman in Atlanta going after LeBron James. We've seen the older white individual sticking up both middle fingers at Russell Westbrook. At the New York Knicks game last night, I had no idea until this morning somebody actually spit over 50 Cent sitting courtside and spit on Trae Young. That is inexcusable.
Still in a pandemic. We're still in a pandemic.
Now that person should be arrested. That person right there should be arrested. Make no mistake about it. So the NBA definitely needs to come down heavily on them. But I think the media can also get involved in policing this kind of situation with this. Put the person's name on television. Put their face on television. Treat it like a mugshot. Put them on a jumbotron at the game. Make sure you embarrass and humiliate and publicize who the hell they are. Shame them, just like you would do a player. If a player did something like this, they'd be plastered all over the media. They'd be plastered all over television and the like. How come we can't do that to the fans that engage in such insidious behavior? Publicize them, humiliate them, embarrass them, shame them, and in some cases, arrest them and put them in jail.
Look,
I'm all for it.
Look, you keep talking about what the arena should do. Just because you buy a ticket to a sporting event doesn't mean as you enter the arena, you exit civilization. You still exist in civilization. And laws of civility, like rules and then actual laws of civility, are there for everybody. Now, Russell Westbrook is talking about what would happen in the street if he came up to him and dumped popcorn on him. Stephen A., I see that as no different than putting your hands on somebody. You can't violate somebody like that physically. Middle finger, to me, that's a gray area. I don't know. I have to think about that. But you physically assault someone, popcorn is light and everything, stop. But if he smacked that dude in the face, that wouldn't cause any permanent damage either, right? So Russell Westbrook's talking about what would happen in the street. But let me tell you what should happen in the street if we behave like adults. Get arrested. You can't because that's physically violating somebody. No, I forget about just like what the sporting or what the arena should do. Westbrook should press charges. There should be some kind of criminal consequence. Mike Tyson touched on this when he said what you alluded to, Stephen A., and he was talking about the media. You know why the media talks wild sometimes? Because no one gets punched in the mouth, right? And with social media, that involves just basically practically the whole world. But there are consequences like that, realistically, what's going to happen if you violate somebody. And then there's also what should happen. You spit on somebody, and you do it in public. There are cameras, as LeBron said. Put the cameras on them. Find out who it is. There should be a consequence. You dump something on someone's head, there should be a consequence for that, too. A ticket to an arena is not an exit from civilization. And by the way, those laws of civility are there to protect people who need them, right? In other words, the dude who dumps the popcorn, I'll bet you if Westbrook came at him, he'd be looking for someone to enforce the rules of civility then.
Let me get in here for a second.